right. All right, all right. All right, boom. The levels is good. The levels is good. Hey, yo. We looking crispy? I want to make sure stream is flowing good. What's up, chat? Let's see. Let's see. My little brother Wallen, he's saying Xbox till 2021. Oh my god. Bruh. Like, the delusion. So what's up, chat? What's going on? How I sound? Everything's good? We ready for this? You ready for another show, Eon? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to talk that talk? Y'all ready to talk that talk? I need to know. I need to know if y'all ready to talk that talk. Because I'm going to talk that talk. Right? But let's get the flowing. You know what I'm saying? Let's get everything flowing. All right? If you don't mind, hit the like button. Tweet this out. Push it out to whatever platform you politic in, and let people know that we are about to talk that talk. I know some of y'all ready. You know, I'm a little dude, you know, like just like where everything else. If you're not tuning in live, if you're tuning in, you know, with the live podcast, you know, with the live demonstration over, and you're just tuning in right after the fact, I'm gonna have the start time of when you could just get into it. Just basically when I get into the topic, right? So that way, you know, you could just scroll past it and go exactly to the timestamp. But for now, what I like to do, you know, just a little jibble jabble, recognize the chat, you know, appreciate you guys. Give people time to get the notifications in, get the viewers up, you know, give you guys time to tweet it out and stuff like that. And see what you guys got to say, see what's going on with the pulse, you know. We got Thunderbreaker. What's going on? You were looking for a new video. We saw it was going live, so welcome. Glad you were able to catch this live. Jeff B. Gaming. Yeah, Forza. We're going to talk about Forza not getting a nom. Carol Anchor. What's good? Hope the fans well. I'm Ben. The show starts in 11 minutes. What's good, bro? What's good? What's good? Thunderbreaker again. Cold Blood Sensei. Yo! Jonathan Martinez. Oh my god. You're terrible, Jonathan. Come on now. How you can disrespect greatness? Johnny Gaiman. Yep. I know. Doc Dark. I don't know. Can't help the man. That's why Daddy don't claim him. That's why Poppy don't claim him. Because he always been like that. Been the black sheep of the family. Let's see what we got. Eon's here. Iron Mike. J Gamer. T Mike, let's go. Let's go. He's ready to party. Mr. Mass Produce 201. Return of the True GOAT. True Game of the Year. We're going to talk about that too. Neowise, did Returnal not make it because it's a hard of a game? You know, that's a good question. I'm gonna talk about it. Here we go. Free Palestine. Let's see. That's me, he said. What's up? I think it's good that bots have something to crow about finally. Yeah, it was better than them talking about packaging, right? At least they're talking about content. You know, in their view, big blockbuster content, right? It's refreshing to see them talk. Instead of all this fake ass RDNA 2.0 BS, you know? So at least notice the combos about the games, the quality of the games, and the recognition behind the game. They didn't have that. We can all admit, they didn't have that since launch. They didn't have that even before launch. It's been a while since they had something like that. Well, they can clamor to something that's of quality and deserves some level of recognition. I'd rather have them cry about Forza 5 being snubbed than to have another conversation of VRS Tier 2. Or a game from 2014 getting a res boost. I'm gonna be honest. This is much better. Them having outcry over this is much better than them pretending that they actually give a shit about some generic game showing day one on Game Pass. Let's see. Ready to talk about how GTA that game is DOA. I don't know, maybe. Sometimes, what's funny? As bad as GTA Deluxe Edition turned out, it might be a saving grace. Because I think a lot of people, it's so bad. You ever heard like when something's so bad, it ends up being good? Because it's just so bad that at this point it just becomes a joke. Because I think now people are playing it just to see how bad this is. But everybody wants to see the disaster, which in turns makes it successful. You kind of see what I'm getting at? Returnal seemed like a Sony version of Metroid. How does it lose out to Metroid? I don't know. I mean, not knocking Metroid. Metroid looks like a great game. But good one. Good one, King Mana. Good one, Iron Mike. King Mana, what's up? PlayStation Disciple was good. Adrian. Yep, Deathloop holds your hand. It's easy. I haven't played it. As more information came out, I just lost interest in it. Sergeant 12, what's good? Camel Wheel. Planetary Federation of Unions. It's crazy that I have Deathloop, aka Reskin Dishonor 2, yet this is a roguelite, sort of, meanwhile snubbing Return. Oh, wow. Silverback. They like a little baby saying it's his first words. Oh, look how cute. Talking about games. That's crazy. SS9. Halo Trash 2. I see a lot of people like the multiplayer. They just don't like the battle pass. It's too much to try to level up. But I don't think I heard... I mean, I've seen some people talk about performance issues, but I think the game is still beta. Whatever. I mean, it's a free-to-play. So it's always going to be fixed. It's always going to be updated. But from what I'm seeing, most people are enjoying the gameplay. They're not enjoying the leveling system, which I think they already talked about fixing, making it a bit easier. Let's see. Sony saw something special in Devil. Yeah, they did. Metroid Dread is a great game. Overall, from what I hear, Metroid Dread is a great game. My only issue was the price for me. Because this is a 2D side scroller. There's a lot of 2D side scrollers that are coming out for like $30, $40. Why did Metroid Dread have to be $60? I get it. Some people say it's worth the $60. Just not for me. Not when I know I've seen a lot of games with bigger budgets come out with a cheaper price. 5 out of 6 nominees you can play on PlayStation. Ooh, good point. Good point. Lee says this or this. All right. You know what I'm saying? Interesting. All right. But anyway, shout out to the chat. Thank you so much for showing up. We're going to kick it right here. We're going to go get into it, right? But if you don't mind, hit the like button. And we're going to talk about it, right? So here we go. As you can see from the screen, these are the nominees. You know, you got Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank, Resident Evil Village. I will tell you, out of these 6 games, I beat 2 of them, which is Resident Evil Village and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Let's just talk about the nominees in general. Can we talk about that? Just in general. How y'all feeling that this is the creme de la creme of 2021? Like, these are the candidates for the best games of 2021. And to be fair, for this specific show's opinion. It doesn't say I'm live? Where? On YouTube? Oh, please don't tell me that. Really? Really? I think I see live. My thing messed up. You two messing up? I mean, let me send another. Wow, that's so messed up, bruh. Can't be doing this to me. So, I'm just a small channel trying to make in this cruel world. You feel me? Let me see. Let me send out another tweet. Alright. Sent this out. Alright. Anyway. Back to what is that? Okay. How y'all feeling about it? I know I've seen some people say no red dot. Red dot. Alright. I mean, it is what it is, right? Down year for games. Again, Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil. How it sounded. That group of list. I would say overall, I would say the two games that I did beat out of this list, right? Out of this list, Deathloop I lost interest in. Metroid Dread does look good. It does look good. I seen gameplay. It looks great. I'll be honest. Psychonauts, I was like, no, not for me. It Takes Two looks like a good game. I wasn't really interested in playing it, but it looks like a good game. The two games that I did beat was Ratchet and Clank and Resident Evil Village. I would say both those games are good, right? Ratchet and Clank and Resident Evil are good games. I just wouldn't call them Game of the Year though, based on just past experiences of what got nominated for Game of the Year. You know what I mean? You know, let's go with Resident Evil Village. I think the biggest thing about Resident Evil Village is a good game, right? It's a really good game, right? But let's be honest, everybody was infatuated with that tall chick. I still can't pronounce her name. I know they mentioned it in the game, but whatever. She was like 8 feet. Chick was a stallion. Like, mad people were mad horny over her. I was like the one Resident Evil character people don't want to run away from. You know what I mean? Like, everybody was mad infatuated over it. It was crazy. The tall lady. I think compared to Resident Evil 7, it wasn't as scary. You know? It wasn't really as scary as... It didn't have that fright factor. She's 9'6". I thought she was 8 feet. 9'6". Holy cow. I know Stallion's a male horse, but there's a term that's being used now to describe, tall women, with thick bodies. I mean, hell, look at one of the female rappers, Meg the Stallion. They didn't call her Stallion because she's a male horse, or she looks like a male horse. Or girls who are like 6'3", they call them stallions. But I understand it's a male horse. I got it. Amazonian. Death by Snoo. Right? Snoo? I said it right? I know I've seen a couple of memes. I used to see memes on that. It's just, I don't know, right? But she's 9'6". Holy cow. Imagine having a woman like that. That's 9'6". Holy cow. I don't know. You ever dated a tall woman before? I did. But she was 5'11". I'm 5'8", so she was taller than me. It was fun. To be honest, it didn't really, other than her being taller, it didn't really really seem all that different when in my younger years. It didn't really bother me. I don't know. It just didn't. It just didn't work out, but it had nothing to do with the height. Everybody laughing death by snoo. I mean, it is what it is, but 9'6". Imagine would you go out with a girl who's like at least 8 inches taller than you? You know, so if you're 6 feet, she's like 6'5", or I'd say 8 inches. But let's say if you're 6 feet, she's like 6'5", 6'6", without the heels. Or if you're 5'8", and she's like 6'3", 6'2", or 6'1", that range. Would you feel intimidated? I don't know, right? But then again, that was like the big topic. Resident Evil. What's crazy is if you play the game, she's not even like the last or main boss. She's actually like one of the first bosses you have to beat, and then that was kind of like a letdown because I thought it would be more about her. I mean, they made her such a big deal, right? He said the same size in bed. Oh my god. Right? As long as you're vertical. Only horizontal she's taller. Unbelievable. Right? I said, as long as you're all vertical, dancing vertical. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as long as she's thick. I mean, but wouldn't you feel weird though? Y'all wouldn't feel weird? Like I said, the guard data was 5'11", so 9'10", only 3 inches tall, so that's not too bad, right? But imagine like she's like mad tall and you're like this. You're looking at her like, imagine dancing. Imagine trying to kiss. You have to like jump like Scottie Pippen, or you have to like grab her and be like, come here, and stuff like that. Like she's like this tall and you're like, yo, imagine trying to be mad at her like this. Like, yo, can you really be mad? Can you really have an argument with a tall chick when it's like this? When she's looking at you like she's really looking at you like this. Can you really? Does it really work? Can you have an argument with a tall chick and her not laugh at you? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you, like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the angle she's looking at you. And you trying to man up? Am I right, though? Crazy, right? Well, anyway, so Resident Evil, alright. But I don't think it's game of the year. It's a good game. But in general, right? I wouldn't say that's like, oh my god, one of the best games. It wouldn't be something, I don't know. It wouldn't be something that I would put there. Ratchet and Clank. I'll go with Ratchet and Clank. That's the next one. Because that's supposed to be great game. Great game. And I think one of the great things about the game itself is great. Great representation of what the PlayStation can do, especially in its early stages. It did like a fantastic job. Considering it was one of many games Insomniac developed and was able to push out quickly. It was a fantastic game itself, and it's just one of many products that Insomniac released that really showed what PlayStation can do, and this is just the start. Ray tracing 60 frames per second. They even updated the quality mode to 40 frames. They're finding new ways. It's a fantastic game. But again, is it game of the year? Like, would I put that in the group of game of the year? Whatever. Definitely, I wouldn't put it in any other year. Right? So even then, I'm looking. Fantastic game. Fantastic game. Now, listen, a game doesn't have to be game of the year to be fantastic. Right? You can have great games, but they may not be game of the year worthy. But the games are still great, right? Psychonauts. I didn't play the game, so I can't really preach on the gameplay graphics, right? Or, I mean, gameplay, I could tell graphics, obviously, but I can't really talk about the gameplay. I know some people say it's game of the year. The only thing I will say about Psychonauts is it fizzled out quickly. Like, a lot of people didn't talk about it for long. I know it was a big deal because it was day one on Game Pass, but like within days, maybe within a week or two, people just stopped talking about it. on PlayStation, PC, even on Xbox. It was just something that fizzled out, right? Metroid Dread. That game got talked about a lot in terms of gameplay. Really made Metroid fans happy. Apparently great sequel for a 2D side scroller, great gameplay. It's just I'll be honest, all the people that I heard playing can't praise the game highly enough. I think the only negative was just people wondering if it should be worth $60 or not. That's it. But as far as the gameplay, and this award is not about the pricing of games, it's just the merit of the games. So Metroid Dread, I could see as a Game of the Year nominee, definitely as a nominee. Too many people gave props to that game. So many people gave props to the gameplay. It Takes Two, when it came out, I heard a lot of positivity behind it. I didn't play it either. A lot of positivity behind it. I think it had a little bit of staying power. It didn't fizzle out quick. Deathloop, yeah, that fizzled out quick too. I know. Let's be honest, a big portion was the fact that it was time exclusive to PlayStation, right? And then that kind of took a narrative. But I think once the game finally came out and some people actually played it, some people were saying it was not all cracked up to what it's be. Good game. And I know the people that played it, and then they just stopped talking about it. So this is what we're left with. These 6. Right? I know some people mentioned Lost Judgment, Monster Hunter Stories. Oh shit, so Plantifer mentioned it. Tales of Arise. I see a lot of that. Tales of Arise was a big one. I've seen a lot of people not happy that Tales of Arise didn't get its just due. Maybe so. I'm about to play now. I have it installed. So I'm going to check it out. I'm looking forward to playing Tales of Arise. Too many people was recommending the game to me. When I have that many people just telling me, then I got to try it out, right? But this is the 6. This is the creme de la creme. How y'all feel about it? I would say 2021 wasn't his strongest showing, but I will say this though. This is the first full year of a new gen, and there's chances are that's always going to happen, right? When you have a new generation of games, a couple of things happen. A lot of the bigger projects start getting cut over to the newer platforms, and they're not ready enough to really show the first year, if you know what I mean, right? So there's always that lull. But I think overall, all the games in there at some merit are good, some better than others. Overall, I think all 6 are good games. I just don't know if I would say all 6 are Game of the Year. But given what we have this year, what would have been the breakout game of the year, right? What would have been the breakout to really set the tone? And I'll be honest, this leads me to the next segment, right? Before we get to the next segment, though, if you don't mind, hit the like button. Just hook me up, right? My channel's not locked behind Battle Pass or subscription service. It's just hit the thumb and share it out. Hook a brother up. Iron Mike. I ain't mad at it. It's kind of weird that the highest rated game isn't there though. So let's talk about Returnal and Forza Horizon 5 being snubbed. I'm gonna start with Returnal. So I personally think it got snubbed. But again, it is what it is, right? I would like... Returnal's a great game. It is a great game, right? But it's in a rough genre, right? Because the rogue genre is a very challenging genre, and it might be very challenging for most gamers. right? Especially the majority of gamers are casual, right? But you still have the group of gamers that are willing to get good, right? But a game like Returnal could really keep people away, right? Despite the fact that the game is a great game. The gameplay is fantastic. That's weird. Hades did make the list last year, though, right? Which is even weirder. Because Hades was also a great game. And it's also a roguelike game. Right? And I thought that would set some type of precedent. So thank you, Sergeant, for bringing up about Hades. Returnal, I will say this. The thing about Returnal, besides it being a great game, is under the conditions that it was made. You got a studio that traditionally made indie games, top-down games, small $12, $15, $20 games. And they decided to do something bigger. But that decision to do something bigger was one, tackle on a roguelike game, which in of itself doesn't attract a huge audience, right? As much as compared to like a shooter or multiplayer game or something, right? And they specifically focus on the PS5, which also reduced its audience to sell to. So you got a indie dev that now is tackling on their first big project, and it's a genre that's not very popular or very difficult to be popular in. Maybe that's a better term. On a platform that's brand new, trying to build up its fan base. Right? Something like that. A great game with a studio taking a big risk. Great gameplay. And not making decisions based on trying to sell millions and millions and 10 millions. Because you got to have known that a game like Returnal was not going to sell 10 million, 8 million, whatever. Right? Even if it was on PS4, it would have not done that. Let alone exclusive to PS5, right? No way it was going to achieve anywhere near a 1-for-1 sale or even 1-for-2. You won't even get half the sales of what the PS5. Like PS5 is at 13 million, whatever. You're not even going to get 6 million for that game. It's just not that type of game. And they're not the type of studio. They're not that well known. But the fact they went out there and made a great game, which shows their talent, right? I mean, take a look at studios. Let's take 343. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go there. I could talk my shit right now, but that's not what that's about. This is not the time for that. Let's just leave it as Housemarque did a fantastic job, and they took a gamble. Ultimately, the gamble was successful, because with the sales it did achieve, Sony said that it was successful. That means they made money, and now they're a first-party studio. And I think that should be commended. That should be rewarded. That should be recognized, because I think that kind of recognition motivates people. Motivates developers, motivate publishers to go out there and do take a challenge. You know what I mean? When these games do get recognized and they are financially successful, that's how we get more games. That's how we get more developers to take risks. That's how we get more publishers to take risk. And of course, the games have to be good. Obviously, because if they're not good, then it doesn't matter. Simply taking a risk and creating a bad game, you don't get credit for that, right? You don't get an E for effort. You still have to make a good game. And Housemarque did that. They made a good game. I just hope throughout the industry you see more recognition to that game, right? But I think what's significant about the Game Awards is like one of the few awards that's like live with presentations. Like the other awards, it's usually an article and then you read it. Well, this award is like a big spectacle. Shout out to Geoff Keighley. He truly made a spectacle out of this, and we deserve it. Right? Gamers deserve to have that. Right? It's good stuff. Forza. Forza 5. This is a funny conversation, man. Oh, you Xbox fans. Oh, man. Xbox fans. Woo. Y'all upset. Y'all heated. Y'all going after Geoff Keighley. Hold on, man. Let me show y'all something. Let me. Woof. Hold on. I should have. Oh no, Mina, what are you doing? I should have downloaded this photo. But I just thought about this right now. But I'm gonna show ya. Hold up. Let me show you the outrage. People are upset. I sold this. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me help you out here. I apologize. I should have done this. I can't find it now, so I'll just talk. Interesting. Some people saying that it got snubbed because of the deadline. People wondering if Forza didn't really actually get snubbed and it's more about it just didn't make the deadline, or voters or people turned in their nominations. I'll tell you what. If there was ever a chance, let's say it's because it simply didn't make the cutoff. That means it will be pushed over to next year, the 2022 things. If there was ever a time for a racing game to win Game of the Year, it will probably be this year. That would be my thing. Because next year, with Horizon God of War alone. Guardians of the Galaxy, strong Jorline Herman. Guardians of the Galaxy should be there. Game of the Year. You know what? A lot of people were surprised how great that game was. I haven't played it yet. But after Avengers, a lot of people were skeptical about Guardians of the Galaxy. And so far, I've seen everybody hype it up across both platforms. It was just a very, well-received game. Interesting. So, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. Interesting. Next year, yeah. If Forza didn't get a nom because of the deadline, oh man, that means it's a 2022 game for next year. And you got Elden Ring, Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok. Woo! Hell, wait a minute. Shout out to Guapzilla. How they get snubbed because of the deadline when the deadline was November 4th. It dropped November 5th and it still qualified for Sports Game of the Year. Good question. That's why I was, you just hit it on the nail. Like, isn't it nominated for Racing Sports Game of the Year? Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna call that out. And I'm gonna retweet that out. I'm gonna tweet that out too. That's a good question. Let me see. Debut indie. God damn, where's all this? Best audio design. Yeah, I mean, games for impact. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll through. Best community support. Oh my god, there's like random shits here. Best VR AR. Alright, whatever. That's pretty good. I'm gonna look at that category. But come on, man. Best action game, Returnal. So Returnal got best action game. The fuck? Far Cry got best action game. What else got? Deathloop, best action game. You know what would be crazy? Imagine, like, best action game, right? Is Returnal, Far Cry 6, Deathloop, Chivalry 2, Back 4 Blood. Right? So out of all those games in the best action game category, they picked Deathloop. Yo, what happens if like Returnal beats Deathloop for best action game? Like, you see what I'm saying? It's weird. Best adventure, action adventure, Resident Evil. All right. Psychonauts 2, Metroid Dread. Wow, that's crazy. Guardians of the Galaxy. Best role playing, Tales of Arise, Shin Mega, Scarlet Nexus. There's some good ones. Hell, best role playing, Cyberpunk. What? Hold up. How? How? Hold up. Yeah, you see that? You see that 9, right? Hold on. Let me put this Cyberpunk. How? Cyberpunk? Nominated? Oh my god. How? Who? How? Bruh. We're talking about games getting snubbed. How? Who let you in the club? Returnal snub with surprising Deathloop is mid? Yo, but F all that. How? How is this Deathloop? Cyberpunk? I didn't even know. I didn't even see people flip out on Twitter. How did this go under the radar? I got all the dudes on Twitter that just, that outrage. People talking about Forza Horizon 5 got snubbed? Who let this dude in? Who sent you? But who? What? Who? How? These dudes literally apologized for lying to the consumers. They literally went out and made a video apologizing that they deceived the consumers and the fans of their games. They literally admitted. They admitted it. They admitted that they released the game broken as hell. It's so broken that they still can't fix it till next year. How is this a nominee? Yo, imagine if it wins, son. Yo, I want it to win. Optimist, 3-0. Boy, no way. Boy, no way, boy. Boy, no way. Boy, no way, boy. I hope it wins, bro. You know the content I could create? If that shit wins Game of the Year? Yo! How are you allowed to be Game of the Year nom when you're not even allowed to be sold on the PlayStation Store? Yo! I need to get like a physical copy. This is gonna be like one of those games that are worth like $10,000. Yo, son. That's crazy. How is Twitter not burning in flames over this? AK Havoc, Metacritic for your information from sites. Games eligible for the Game Critic Award this year must be available for public consumption on or before November 19, 2021. So where is this talk about? Thank you for the super chat. That was AK Havoc. I'm gonna continue to look at what Guap said, because I could have sworn Forza got nominated for sports, racing. But that Cyberpunk threw me off. Yo. Where we at? Hold up. Microsoft Flight Simulator got a nomination for Best Sim Strategy. What? Didn't it get a nomination last year? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't last year Flight Simulation got a nomination for Best Sim, or it didn't? The reason why I'm asking is, if it was already recognized as a nominee for 2020 Best Sim, it got a nomination, why is it back in 2021? Simply because it got ported? No! Am I wrong? Did Flight Sim get nominated last year? So why is it a nominee again? Why? Because it got ported? That's not how it works. So hold up. So if God of War comes out on PC in 2022, can we potentially see God of War and God of War Ragnarok once again nominated for the Game Awards? I could maybe understand a remake built from the ground up, right? Like Resident Evil 2. But it's not a remake. It's literally ported. It was just a port. It's literally the game getting ported to another platform. So are we going to see the 2018 God of War be nominated? Potential? Is it eligible to be nominated again when it comes out to PC? The hell? What are we doing here? What are we doing, bro? So Flight Sim got nominated simply because it got ported to another platform. A port. So it gets a second chance again? Wow, bro. That makes no sense. So I guess we might see God of War get another nomination. It got ported to PC, right? It's released in January. That would be crazy. You see God of War and God of War Ragnarok. Anyway, let me look for this slide. Let me look for this again. Bruh, that's crazy. Psychonauts 2. Best sports racing game. Okay, here we go. Best sports racing game. Riders Republic. Hot Wheels Unleashed. Forza Horizon 5. So I'm going to retweet this out. Hey, so alright, let me what should I type? Alright. Keep seeing that Forza Horizon 5 didn't make the cut for Game of the Year nomination nomination due to not meeting the deadline. So someone explain how did it get a sports racing game nomination. Make sense. All right, keep seeing that Forza Horizon 5 didn't make the cut for Game of the Year nomination due to not meeting the deadline. So someone explain how did it get a sports racing game nomination. Get a best. Yeah. Make it make sense. Let me tweet that out. Good catch, fellas. Good catch, chat. You're on it. You're on it. Maybe they should have us be the panel to vote for this. I retweeted it out. I tweeted it out so y'all could check. You could go on my Twitter. It says clearly says it. Race, best sports racing game. Interesting, right? Interesting, right? But that's Cyberpunk, though. I don't know. That's crazy. That's insane. Cyberpunk. Nom for best RPG. They should have the best disaster category. How come they don't have that? Best disaster category. And it would be Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition versus Cyberpunk. Who will win that? Because you got two flops. Two games that, like, my God. From two titans. CD Projekt Red and Rockstar. Like, what did you guys do? That would be an interesting show. But the industry won't do that because they're not going to mock themselves. They're not going to mock themselves. But that would be a funny category. Best flop. Or the what the F did you do category. P-Rock, Flight Sim won Best Sim in 2020. Oh my God. And now it's back on it. Yo, that is crazy. Like, how is it? I'm not saying it's a bad sim or whatever. I'm just saying it already had it. Like, how many times is it gonna be on an award show? Just because of a port? Whoa. This is wild. I don't know about that one, man. I don't know about that one. Let's go on to the next topic. We're gonna talk to this. Oh no, not not that one. I still can't get over this. Oh my God. I don't know. I think Grand Theft Auto would have beat out. Grand Theft Auto would have won for like the category of what the F. Woo! Yo. Oh my God. Good Lord. Like, Jesus, bro. Like, Jesus, bro. Like, Jesus, man. I still can't get over it. I can't get over it. I cannot not unsee it. Oh my God. I will say one thing. I want to go back to Forza. People are mad because they're like, oh, it's a 92 Metacritic and it should have gotten it. How does one of the highest Metacritic games not get a nomination? People got to understand. Metacritic does not directly tie to Game of the Years. I mean, look at most of the Game of the Years aren't even in the 90s, right? Okay, it's two separate metrics, okay? Metacritic is tied to all right, so let me bring up Forza. Yeah, so I'm gonna do it now. So Metacritic is tied to just an aggregate of all reviewer score systems, right? Is it a perfect system? Not necessarily, right? Because, for example, a review system might use 5 stars, right? And 4 out of 5 stars is generally great. But that, based on Metacritic average, Metacritic would look at that as, 80? If I'm correct, 4 divided by 5 is an 80, right? So there's no way to get a 90 unless they use the half, like 4.5 star system, right? But even then, that would just be a 90, right? There's no way to get an 85 or 95 based on the 5-star system. So some sites that do that, things like that, right? So that could definitely shift. So a 4-5 system, a 4 stars out of 5 stars, even though mathematically it equals 80%, is usually not taken as that, right? But anyway, so it's not a perfect system, but overall, due to the vast amount of reviews, it's generally, a guideline, right? An average, right? Okay. The reviews are based within the genre itself. So, for example, we'll use Madden or FIFA. Depending on what part of the world, you can relate, right? Obviously, US, very partial to Madden, football, or hand egg, as they call it in Europe. The first time I heard that while stationed in Germany, I almost spat out my drink. Like, you bloody Americans with your hand egg. I'm like, hand egg? And I'm like, what the fuck is hand egg? And then they explained, it's not football, because one is not shaped like a ball, and you barely use your foot. You mostly use your hand, and it's shaped like an egg. So it's hand egg. We play football. And they're like, see? Ball, foot, egg, hand. Not hard, American. I was like, what? But the audacity, right? Because a lot of Brits, that because of their accent, they sound smart already, right? There's something about the British accent that that makes them sound intelligent. I know you guys from England don't see it, but everybody in the world, when they hear your accent, they think you guys are like all graduated from Cambridge by birth, right? But the condescending tone the dude had, he was in the military, but he was also stationed in Germany. And of course, it was all jokes, right? But it's just funny. The condescending tone. Because foot, ball, egg, hand egg. It's not that hard, American. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, fuck you. Don't forget, we kicked your ass over 200 years ago. So shut the fuck up. Yo. Fuck, man. That's the only thing I had. But when he said hand egg, I never looked at American football as hand egg. And then now I just can't get it out of my head every time I look at it. Because it does look like an egg. And hand egg. But it's true. You all sound like, y'all graduated from Oxford or Cambridge. It's just, you have that accent, right? I mean, it is. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, back to my point, right? Madden, FIFA, right? Let's say the next two that come out, Madden, what is it? Madden 23, FIFA 23, whatever. Let's say they get a 95 Metacritic. Does that mean those games should now be considered Game of the Year titles for next year? Because they both will make the cut, right? Because FIFA and Madden come out way before November. So would you feel that if they made an amazing Madden that people appreciate, and they made an amazing FIFA, and they both got 95 Metacritic average, should those games be Game of the Year contenders? Let's see what you feel. And yes, it plays great. Like for all you, football fans, European football fans, soccer fans, as we call it, great representation of the sport, great, graphics, solid frame rates, great animation. They've resolved all the little glitches and shit like that. Updated the stadiums, great controls great, very great representation of soccer, football, and the same thing on the reverse side for Madden football, American football. Great graphics, great animation, very little glitches, no cheesy moves, great representation, great AI, just an all-around great representation of the sport of football. And because they did such a great job and they put in a hard work to truly get a great representation of these sports, they both average in the 95s. Are they Game of the Year? Would they be Game of the Year nominees next year, sitting right next to Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Forbidden West? What do y'all think? And I know we didn't play any of these games, but what do y'all think? You think they deserve a chance? I don't. I don't care how high or how great they make Madden. I would never say Madden or even MLB The Show or 2K, regardless of how great they make it, should ever get a nomination for Game of the Year. Because at the end of the day, they're still, at its core, a basketball game, a football game, a soccer, European football. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing new or innovative. There's nothing really you can change about those games. All you can do is really just try to make it as close to real life sim as possible. And if you achieve that, that doesn't mean you created a Game of the Year game. There's no really innovation. It's just fixing stuff that people complained about, and when you do fix it, you finally made a game that represents the sport that we can enjoy playing. Yeah, yearly sports games. In fact, you don't even see Call of Duty get noms no more. Those games don't even get nominations. I think in the beginning they did, years and years ago, but now nobody even does that. Nobody even cares to even think about giving a Call of Duty game a nom, regardless of how well it scores. You see what I'm saying? Racing games are kind of like that, because you're just going to ultimately drive. Unless you do something refreshing, unique. I think Burnout 3, I didn't play it, but I think because of the crashing and all this other stuff at the time was very unique. And actually won Game of the Year at different, websites or whatever. Right? Obviously at that time there wasn't that many. But there was, websites that claimed their PlayStation Game of the Year, Xbox Game of the Year, and just, they gave it its due for its time. But Burnout wasn't simply just a racing game, right? It did a lot of things, a lot of innovations that changed it up. So when I see Forza and people are saying it got snubbed, it's a racing game, right? And here's the crazy part. Didn't Forza 4 got a 91 Metacritic? And nobody really flipped out about it being snubbed. Plenty of Forzas, not just the Horizons, but also the Motorsport got 90 plus. And it didn't get nominations for Game of the Year either. So why this year? Why this year, out of all years, do you have the mass outrage of Forza not being nominated? I'm going to tell you why. It isn't because of Forza. Because if it was because of Forza, then we would have been hearing consistent outrage every single time Forza got snubbed for Game of the Year. Because like I said, this isn't the first time a Forza game got a 90 plus Metacritic. Right? Forza Horizon 4, one of the Forza Motorsports also got 90 plus. A lot of critically acclaimed Forza Motorsport and Horizons all got snubbed for Game of the Year. And nobody really harped on it. Most people understood. But this year's different. A lot of Xbox guys, even the ones that said, Metacritic don't matter. Game Awards don't matter. But they're sure as hell using Metacritic now. And they're sure tagging Geoff Keighley and all these people. We need explanations. Xbox influencers that didn't care about Metacritic. Now, I did my research. And looking into my research, it didn't make the cut. Now everybody's flexing. Everybody's talking about it. Why now? Why are you all about it now? Because I'm going to tell you why. Because these things bring a level of, how would you say, advertising, keeps the conversation going. Like, for example, God of War. God of War benefited from all those Game of the Year's awards, and definitely when it won Game of the Year at the Game Awards, it definitely benefited from that, because the traction and people just talking about it, it just spreads. It just is, it goes viral. Is maybe the best way I could explain it, right? These Xbox guys, they understand that. They understand that, as much as they hate to admit it, things like Metacritic and Game Awards provide a level of influence into how, a game could be more successful. Right? And not just that, it also adds to the overall conversation of the brand, which is what they really want. They want people to start looking at Microsoft as a Game of the Year producing first party. Make no mistake, PlayStation, by earning it, a lot of people have those conversations of, man, PlayStation, first party, they create Game of the Year bangers. They really, create these titles that are really recognized. And those are conversations, right? Some obviously are in the console war fanboy, but there's a lot of people that have serious conversations. They don't partake into the console war. They just appreciate the recognition. They recognize what PlayStation first party does, and these Xbox guys want that. These Xbox influencers, especially they have podcasts. They want to be on a podcast and have the conversation how this game won Game of the Year, or how this Xbox Studio game has the most awarded Game of the Years, or X amount. They want to have those conversations. They want to have those same conversations PlayStation guys are having. But Microsoft has not been providing those games. But that's what they're hoping for. They want to go on a podcast and talk about critically acclaimed games from Metacritic. They want to talk about games out there winning a whole bunch of Game of the Year titles and all this stuff. They want that recognition for Xbox. And Xbox hasn't been that type of studio, right? And I know people will go talk about, just play your games. This is more than just people playing games. Remember, gotta understand, people are getting behind the mic and talking about these brands. They want to do more than just talk about packaging. Right? And the whole RDNA 2 best 90% of the games will always be better on Xbox. That shit didn't work out too well. In fact, I would absolutely say it absolutely blew up in their face. It did not, the whole power narrative fell flat on their face. Xbox Series X failed to live up to the standards a lot of these influencers created. And not because of Xbox Series X's fault. It's not the console's fault. Maybe you could blame Microsoft a little bit for not tempering expectations and falling into the hype, or trying to use the hype, right? The console didn't live up, or so far has not lived up even remotely close to the nonsense of 2020. So what do you have left, right? Because it doesn't look like the tools are coming anytime soon, right? It just doesn't. And even if it did, it seems like PlayStation Tools is doing the Lord's work. And I think out of anything, these Xbox guys, influencers, did not expect PS5 to punch above its weight class. I think they absolutely thought that Sony was unprepared for next generation. I think they truly believe that Sony was just going to create a mild upgrade, and that's why they coined it PS4 Pro. They honestly believe that. They honestly believe that there's going to be more like a generational gap between Xbox Series X, and that Microsoft was going all the way balls to the walls. Like they really believed that Phil Spencer put it all on the table, like literally, like he's gonna give it, like his soul is part of the manufacturing process of Xbox Series X. Like he literally sold his soul to build this machine in a big cube that looks like a fridge. Like they really believed that the people at Microsoft was just like them, fanboying. Like, yo, we're not gonna let Sony do this to us again. We're gonna put everything into this. Our heart, our souls, our unborn children. Every ounce of sperm we got, we're gonna throw it at this thing. Everything. Saliva, spit, blood, sperm, everything. You know, they made a deal with the devil, right? They bargained the souls of their entire family lineage to make sure that this console is going to be the greatest piece. It's like they probably felt that Microsoft created the eighth wonder of the world in front of everybody, and that Sony was just dumb. That Mark Cerny's just a dude with a GED slapping together just a couple of parts just to make some games. That they put no thought or effort into it. And that when they realized that the birth of Jesus was coming for Xbox, they thought Sony's answer was just overclock. And that an overclocked PS4 Pro will go against Jesus, the Messiah of all consoles, the one to rule them all. They literally thought that was happening. These dudes thought that, you know, that it would be this lopsided. Like, yo, it's crazy. Dudes even said it was a 9 T-flop console. And now after a whole year, let me show y'all something. This I know I have. Let me show y'all something. Mamo. Dale. ¿Dónde está? I know I got this. Hold up. We them boys. Espera. Where we at? Somebody took the time. I'm telling you, man, you guys are dedicated. But somebody took the time to make like a little chart, right? And actually break down the Digital Foundry results, I guess, right? There we go. Found you. So let me save this, all right? I'm not gonna be able to see it, but what I'll do is I'll put the link to my let me just save image. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. I'm gonna put it in the comments. I'm gonna put it in the comment section. I'm gonna copy the link. Hold on a minute. Copy link to 20. Okay. So let me put it in the chat right now for y'all. That way, if you want to see the image directly, you'll get a better view. Did my link go through? Oh, there we go. There you go, right? So hold on. Let me do this. Let me do this real quick. That's the lie, bro. RPG Nom. Get out of here, bro. It's trash. Wow. Okay, so this is it. Wow. The image pretty big, but let me resize it a little bit. Right? Let me show you. So what you can see, you see like, let's start right here. Games with no difference. So really, summary of all Digital Foundry comparison results 1 year post Xbox Series X. Right? Black means no significant difference. Dark blue means better on PS5, right? On dark green. So really, the biggest notices, the biggest impacts, right? It's going to be the dark blue, better on PS5. The dark green, better on Xbox. Black, no significant difference. Lighter blue means slightly better. Lighter green means slightly better, right? But let's look at the black, dark blue, and dark green. Look at all the blacks, which is really no big difference. No significant difference. Like really nothing, right? Ride 4, COD, right? Y'all see that, right? Alan Wake Remaster, Star Wars. See? Nothing really. Here, slight. Far Cry, slight. But overall, I would say nothing. Destiny, resolution performance, slight. Because those are light. So overall, in this group, nothing really significant. Now, these are the games that are either that are, I guess, apparently better on PS5. So F1 has the blue. So what I think this category is either black, meaning nothing significant between the two, or slighted on the blue side. So Ghost Runner, Dirt 5, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Control, Tony Hawk, Little Nightmares, The Medium, that's funny, and Scarlet Nexus, right? Okay. So now looking at the Xbox side, better on Xbox, right? Got Resident Evil 8, Doom Eternal, Guardian of the Galaxies, Mortal Shell, Hitman, Devil May Cry, Outriders, Tell Our Rise. You see? And somebody did this. So overall, as you can see, I think there are more games that are considered better on PS5 as compared to Xbox. Like how many games? So PlayStation got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 games that would actually be considered better on PlayStation versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 games. Not a big difference, right? 10 versus 8 out of all these games. And then the rest, the majority of the games, as you can see, nothing really. Right? Now, in my opinion, this is a win for PlayStation overall. Right? And the reason why I say it's an overall win for PlayStation, because the standard, or the expectation, I'll say, the expectation is that all these games were to significantly, you know what? Why am I explaining this shit? I ain't gotta explain this shit. I'll let my man explain it. Fuck, I gotta explain it for. I ain't gotta do this. Why I gotta put in this work to explain this to you? I ain't gotta explain this to you. I'll let my boy explain this to you. My boy could explain this. Oh my God. You know what? I'm not getting rid of this picture ever. I could get rid of this one. But that picture is stained. It's stained. On random podcast, I'm just going to throw that picture. Just to throw people off. But look at my man right here. Look at my boy. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. What you said? Come on, man. Let the people know. I ain't got to explain this. This was the expectation. 30% power advantage is a lot when you talking better performance pixels, better ray tracing, you name it. Almost every game will look and feel better on Xbox Series X over the PS5. And he ain't the only one. Man, why stop there? Hold on. I got more. Well, I'll let y'all enjoy that one. Hold on. Let me go back to that guy. We're going to leave him there for a while. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Am I wrong? Am I fanboying? Is this me? Am I Council Warren? I hope y'all ain't looking at me like I'm the Council Warren guy. Am I Council Warren? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm taking out of context. Is that it? I took it out of context. I'm misrepresenting what he's saying. Now tell me. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Got another one. Look at this wise guy. Hey, tough guy. I got another one. Hold on. I'll show you. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at him. Look at this. When you look at this, like Kevin Hart. You ever seen Kevin Hart? When you look at this. Look at this. When you look at this. Yeah, looking at this. Look at this. Look at this guy. Come on, bro. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's going to be interesting to see how often the PS5 GPU and GPU clocks run at their top frequencies. It looks like the real performance of the PS5 will be in the 9 T-flop area. And Microsoft is claiming sustained 12 T-flop performance on Xbox Series X. There's always going to be a gap. Always a gap. You look at this? Bruh. And the nerve these dudes come saying I'm toxic. Listen. All I do is talk shit. I make fun of plastic. I admit it. I crack jokes. I clown shitty games. I make fun of consoles that don't sell. Yes, I do that. I talk shit. And people get mad at it. And because they get mad at that, I do it even more. Because it's funny. Talking shit. Console war. God bless the console war. It's funny. Console war is funny. Y'all all know that shit is funny. It's funny. Talking shit ain't not funny just saying a simple statement that, man, this console's third place. And people rage. It's hilarious. But I'm just talking shit over plastic. These dudes are lying. That's not a console war comment. That's not a console war comment. They are literally talking to gamers who could potentially, not even potentially, because when he made that, when did this guy, what date? I don't even think I have the date loaded. Do I have the date? He said that, when he said that. I don't think there's a date. Did I clip it out? Oh, nah, it's clipped out. Right? But, given how he's talking, obviously it's before the console was launched. Right? And he's an influencer, or he's a journalist. So people, gamers, will take his word as credible. He literally lied. He made a huge assumption. The game's performances at no way reflect that. He made the assumption. Granted, the dude, I mean, was he ever even a developer? Why would he say it looks like the real performance of the PS5 will be in the 9 T-flop area? Why would he say that? Now remember, there will always be a gap. Oh man, I'm telling you, man, that is so gorgeous. I cannot not ever show you guys that. I'm always gonna click on that image. So gorgeous. Wow. Look at this. Let me show you the whole image. I know it's small, but look at all those games in the black. Right? The black means there's no significant difference. The light green and light blue is PlayStation advantage. The dark blue and dark green is Xbox advantage in those certain performance metrics. There ain't that many. There's only 3 dark blues and only 2 dark greens. Overall, this image is a win for PlayStation. And of course, Xbox fanboys, because you guys are slow. Bulldog, you just said that overall is the same. Why are you giving the win to PS5? Dumbass. It's because of your peeps. This is why. Because this is what the outcome was supposed to be. This is the outcome. Xbox is not supposed to be equal or generally around the same as the PS5. It's supposed to be that 30% power advantage. When you're talking performance in pixels, better ray tracing. You name it. Name whatever you want. Almost every game will look and feel better on the Xbox Series X. And my man, real world performance is 9 T-flops. I'm gonna leave this up here. Right? And you know what's crazy? Here's the real stinger. Once again, Sony was able to do that at $100 cheaper price. Because you could get a PS5 for $400 and it still get this performance. Granted, you don't have a disc. Microsoft decided to release the Xbox Series trash for $300. Bad mistake. They should have released the Series S with the same specs as the Series X, but without the disc drive and sell it for $400. They would have been more successful. Tell me that's not crazy. $400. $400 if you can find it, right? Now, back to my point. The reason why I said all this is because the power narrative, the T-flops, all this nonsense that you see on the screen flopped. And it's not going to happen. And I think they realize that. I think they realize you're not going to see this dramatic. Sure, you might have a game here or there, just like as you see in the chart, a little bit better on Xbox, but then another game comes out is a little bit better on PlayStation, but majority is just not even worth the conversation, right? They're just all pretty much equal. You're not going to get this big, huge gap that you see on the screen. It's just not going to happen. Sony made a very good console. Xbox made a very good console. But it's these fanboys, these influencers, all these Xbox dudes, they created this scenario where Xbox has to take an L. So now they realize the next best thing is the games, which we always been trying to tell them. It's always about the games. And it's always about the critically acclaimed games. It's the GOTYs, as Real Day Jump says. GOTY, the GOTYs. And they want that for Xbox. They want Forza Horizon 5 to be part of that conversation, to get mass critical acclaim. They're loving the Metacritic, and it deserved it, right? I'm not knocking the game out, right? But right now, they can't get it. And they're hurting. They're in pain. But if that pain wasn't bad enough, man, now we got this. What we got here? Oh my God. Yo, as of September 30th. Oh no, this ain't it. Yeah, right here. Oh yeah, here you go. As of September 30th. About 12.8 estimates of 12.8 million PlayStations and 6.7. That's almost a 2-to-1. A 2-to-1. Close to a 2-to-1. Yo, that's like in under a year, PlayStation 5 already created close to a 2-to-1 sales differential. That is crazy. Now, I will say a lot of Xbox consoles are being sold out, just like PlayStation 5. But it is crazy that Microsoft could not keep up with production to the point that PlayStation is ahead 2-to-1. Like my man said, like my man Z says, Jesus! Like, yo. Now, I posted this on Twitter again. And what's the first damage control? Console sales don't matter. Oh my God. Like, alright. The money's not in console sales, it's software. And I'm like, oh my God, these guys, they say things and they don't fully understand what they're saying. They don't know what they're talking about. They just know one thing: defend Xbox. Without actually realizing how to defend Xbox. Right? Let me explain this again. I said this, I haven't said this in a while. But let me explain the relation between console sales is game sales. For all you guys that said console sales don't matter, you make money off of software sales, let me help you out, right? Okay. Let's take Call of Duty Vanguard. It's going to be one of the highest selling games this year. Okay. If console sales don't matter, let's assume Microsoft stopped making Xbox consoles. All they care about is Game Pass, putting Game Pass on every device available. They're not worried so much about their own console, right? How does Microsoft make money off of selling Call of Duty Vanguard without a console, right? So let's look at the first stop. Number one, let's look at Game Pass. Well, Call of Duty Vanguard is not on Game Pass. So Game Pass can't help Microsoft get money for Call of Duty Vanguard. Like, there's no way to attract people on Game Pass using Call of Duty Vanguard because it's not on Game Pass. So that's not it. Can't use xCloud because xCloud is an extension of Game Pass. If you got Game Pass, you could play the games on xCloud on phones. But since Call of Duty Vanguard is not on Game Pass, therefore it's not going to be on xCloud either. Okay, so Microsoft don't make money there. The only last place is PC. But on PC, Call of Duty Vanguard is only available through Battle.net. You can't buy it through the Microsoft Store. So once again, Microsoft doesn't make money even on the PC platform. So can't make money on the PC platform, can't make money or have it helpful through Game Pass, and you're not gonna get it through mobile. And now you don't have a console to sell it to. So how do you make money off of Call of Duty Vanguard? Answer: you don't. Microsoft misses out on making any money from the sales of Call of Duty Vanguard because they don't have the mechanism or the device to do it. Okay? And that will be pretty much the case for a lot of third-party games. Sure, some third-party games would be on the Microsoft Store on PC. The majority, right? A good significant. But even in that scenario, majority still won't buy it on the Microsoft Store. The most common storefronts on PC is Steam and Epic Game Store. Hell, even Microsoft First Party. When we look at the sales on PC, nobody looks at the Microsoft Store to see how it's sold. We didn't look at how many copies of Forza Horizon 5 was sold on the Microsoft Store. Everybody's looking at Steam. You understand? So for all you who are talking about console sales don't matter, console is literally the storefront to sell games in the living room or in the gaming room, man cave, whatever. Okay? That's how first-party providers are able to sell, especially the third-party games, and they get the cut. Because you can't do it on PC because Steam and Epic Game Store primarily own that space. So any third-party games, PC gamers on that platform are going to buy it in that store. can't rely on cloud because that's really an extension of Game Pass. And the majority of third-party games are not on Game Pass. You understand? Console sales matters, right? Even if you want to talk about Game Pass, majority of the Game Pass subscribers are on the Xbox consoles. So even in the form of subscription, the majority are doing it through their console because they want to play the games on their console. So console sales is highly important, right? It's highly important to the third-party industries because that's how they're going to be able to share the games, right? The third-party industry, they got PC and they know Steam takes care of them, Epic Game Store, so they already got that. But in the console front, where gamers play on consoles, third-party industry, the entire industry needs Xbox and PlayStation to sell. The problem is, when you have this lopsided advantage on one end or the other, third-party industry is going to do what they're going to do. Their business, right? So let's say a scenario with this 2-1 advantage, and it looks like it's going to keep growing. If Microsoft don't figure something out, you could potentially have a 3-1 advantage, which would be insane. What that is, one for every one Xbox console, there are 3 PlayStation consoles on the market. That type of lopsided scenario will make it difficult for Microsoft to get timed exclusives or to get day one titles, and I'll tell you why. Maybe not so much Game Pass day one, but definitely timed exclusives. CB3. Cole Eastwood said on Twitter that Forza Horizon 5 should be the Game of the Year nomination in place of Ratchet and Clank. I don't even believe he beat the game at all. Just let him hate. Right? Just let him hate. I will say this. Yeah, just let him hate. I let him hate. Anyway, he's still trying to figure out where the 30% of power is at. Right? Look at the screen. What was that? Okay. Back to the challenge. With this 2-1, potentially even 3-1. If Microsoft tries to go to a third-party studio and be like, hey, we would like this game to be day one on Game Pass or timed exclusive on Xbox. The third-party studio is going to be like, for one, they're going to be like, okay, like, can you imagine a meeting, right? Phil walks in. He walks into maybe a third-party publisher. We'll just say the third-party publisher's name's Bob, right? And he just walks in with that, that smug smile Phil guy? He's like he smiles and his head, because he smiles, his head cocks backwards. I don't you know what I'm talking about? You ever seen him? He always goes, am I bugging out? You know what I'm talking about with Phil Spencer? When he smiles, it's as if, the weight pushes him back. And he's just everything's from... You know what I mean? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But Phil comes in, let's say the third party publisher, the head of is Bobby Kotick. Well, hopefully he gets fired anyway. But it's like Bob. You're like, hey, how you doing, Bob? Hey, Phil, how you doing? How's everything? How's everything going? Hey, how's everything in Redmond? Everything's great. Yeah, I heard, Phil, Game Pass at 30 million. We're going to stick at 18 million. For now, we're going to just stick with the official numbers. But it's doing fantastic. Great things are coming. xCloud is wonderful. Truly amazing how we could get more games to more users. More games to more... But didn't you buy Bethesda? Which actually means less games. Less users will get to play the game. Because last I remember, I talked to, the CEO of ZeniMax. And 40% of their customers was PlayStation. So you kind of oh no, but we're willing dealing. We're trying to just make things the best for everybody, and we think we're just gonna really get more people with this strategy. All right, Phil, anyway, what can I do for you, Phil? What's going on? I was just wondering, I see you're making this new amazing game, and I think it fits perfect with the Xbox ecosystem, and I was hoping maybe we can talk about a time exclusive deal, maybe day one on Game Pass. How did you know about this game? Oh, you see? You know, the word gets around, and you're fantastic development studio. I've been incredible. Love what you guys do. You know, so I really want to see this on Xbox and get this on PC, maybe on Game Pass day one. You know, for $1, you can, yeah, Phil, I got it. Yeah, the whole $1. Nope, you ain't got to cover that one. So what do you think? Maybe we could sit down. We could work out a deal. All right, Phil, but, like, Phil, is this the updated report? Yeah, This is it. This is the numbers. This is the numbers. Like, we got this from MPD. MPD, yeah. You sure? Matt Piscatella. How much did we pay? $50K. So it's credible. What about Chart Track and Famitsu? What about Asian numbers? They don't track Asian numbers. Why aren't we tracking Xbox Asian numbers? We should have Asian numbers for Xbox. Oh, because the console don't even sell to even get numbers. Ooh, it feels like, hey, is everything all right, Bob? Yeah, Phil, hold on. So this is, it's not a mistake. 3, 2, 2 to 1. It's not even Christmas. It's 2 to 1. Hold on, Phil. Hold on. I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna call Sarah from marketing. Hold on, Phil. Hold on, Phil. Hey, Phil. Just. Yeah. The kids. Hey, Sarah. Hey, I got these reports, and I got Phil here. He heard about the game. Yeah, the game. Yeah. And he's thinking about timed exclusive. And according to this little report, PlayStation's already at 2 to 1 for next gen. I don't think this report's Oh, it is accurate. Oh. Well, this game won't be ready till like 2024. So what are the projections right now? If we had to project 2024, 3 to 1. 3 to 1. Am I hearing something right? What? 3 to 1? What? Okay, all right, thank you. Yeah, the kids are fine. Yeah, Sarah. Ooh, okay, all right, bye. Phil, yeah. What was it again? You asked? Your latest AAA project. Wondering, maybe you could work something out. I got The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He could just go out there, give away some Xbox Series S. Game Pass, day one. I think it'd be fantastic. We could put you at Xbox E3 front stage. Yeah, Phil, about that. You see, it's a little tricky situation here. Yeah, it's kind of like, are you thirsty? Hey, coffee. No. I don't do caffeine. You have green tea? Green tea. We got green tea. Please, somebody, go get some green tea here. All right, Phil. Hold on. All right, Phil. Yeah. About that. Like, there's a little, you know how we deal with things. Oh yeah, of course. Business, legalities, all that stuff. Yeah, yes, of course. Very familiar. And we have a great team of lawyers to handle that. Yes, but what you don't have is console sales. Like, no one's really buying your console. Like, Sony projecting is already at 2 to 1. And by the time my game comes out, potentially 3 to 1. Like, that's a lot of gamers. You want us to not... You're asking us to look at a lot of gamers to have to wait on this game. In fact, technically, it's probably, at least in consoles, most of the gamers that's going to be able. Because it's only going to be PlayStation 5. It's going to be next gen. The game's not on PS4. It's not on Xbox One. It's not on Switch. It's PC and those consoles. Pretty much it's really let's be honest, Phil. It's really the PlayStation console. That's the console market. Like Xbox is like, I get it, because really it's not about consoles. It's about Game Pass. Yes, Game Pass. But like Game Pass, we have, 18 million. Yes, 18 million. Still with that number. We're not gonna update it. 18 million. And I think it's a great way to get a lot of people to play a game. Well, Phil, the problem is, even with Game Pass, your 18 million includes Xbox One, right? Yes. But this game's not playable on Xbox One. So how many people on PC and the Xbox Series consoles have Game Pass? We're going to stick with the 18 million number and not, no. That's, Phil. Phil, man. Phil, come on. I got it. I just thought that this might be a great opportunity. But hey, it's great. It's great. Just remember, you could get Game Pass. We're gonna have a promo soon where we're working with Pop-Tarts, and you could get Game Pass when you buy. You like Pop-Tarts? Yeah. Strawberry, love it. Yes, it's gonna be in strawberry. So I guess I'll be out of here. You guys take care and have a good one. Bye. And you just walk away. That's the challenge. While Sony, Jim Ryan, he's not even going to show up. He's just going to call Bob. Phone's going to ring. Bring. Bob from publishing. Hey, what's going on, Jim? What's up? What happened? What you want? Time to screw PlayStation? Done. Yup. Got it. Yup. Don't even worry about it. We'll give you the number. Hey, don't even worry about it. Just handle marketing. Sure. Got it. Yup. How long you want it? Hell, we could keep it off Xbox. Yep. Got it. Hey, stop the Xbox version. It's no longer on Xbox. Got it. Perfect. Good talking to you, Jim. Take care. That's motherfuckers will stop making the Xbox version from a simple phone call. My man was more than happy. Yeah, you know what? I don't even want to make the Xbox version now. Who's going to play it? But that's going to be the challenge. Prepare to see a significant amount of games. If this doesn't change, if this stays on course, and the gap just gets bigger and bigger, prepare to see more and more games being PlayStation 5 PC only as compared to Xbox PC only. Obviously not from first party, but from third party. Prepare to see more third party PS5, and we've seen it already because that's pretty much similar to PlayStation 4 versus Xbox One. We saw more PlayStation 4 PC only games as compared to Xbox One PC only games. There was a bigger gap. You could potentially see that again as we transition over to current. We use the term current gen because PS5 and Xbox Series platforms are current gen. As we transition to current gen only games, and the last gen consoles don't get the content anymore, you can potentially see in certain scenarios where Sony will be able to wheel and deal, and you'll see more PS5 PC only games, right? Not exclusive, console exclusive, I guess is the term, but whatever. But just pretty much, you'll see more often than not Sony be more successful at keeping games off of Xbox consoles as compared to vice versa. Because any attempt to do the vice versa with this bigger gap probably means a bigger check Microsoft has to cut. Because the company who's making the game has to look at all the users, all the console sales that they're delaying their games to be sold on. It's just too big. It's just too big for them to ignore. It's, for day one sales. Or to tell that audience, hey, we're gonna delay this game on that one, on your platform for a whole year when you're pretty much the majority of the console market. Because that's really what you're looking at. Now, of course, Switch is huge, 90 plus million. You know, Nintendo very successful. But a lot of these games are just not going to be on Switch because of the power difference. So really, from the perspective of the third party, the console market is what they're going to put their games on, which is going to be PS5 and Xbox Series platform. So when you see all of this, you could technically see PlayStation is, once again, the majority of the console market. And that's not easy to ignore for third parties. A lot of people will want to put their games, most definitely PC is always going to be in the equation, right? But as far as consoles, they're going to want it on PlayStation. And if Microsoft is trying to leverage anything to keep it off PlayStation, even if it's timed, you know, they better do it now. Because even now, I guess that is going to get challenging. And as the gap gets bigger and bigger, bruh, Bob ain't trying to hear it. He's looking at the spreadsheet. He's like, he's calling Sarah. He's like, nah. Looking at Phil like he's crazy. Yet Jim calls 2-minute conversation. Hell, the conversation could go like this. Jim Ryan. Hey, what's going on, Jim? Hey, how you doing? Oh, the kid's fine. Hey, I hope you're calling for time exclusive because the answer is yes. No, that's not what you're calling about? Well, how about we just do it anyway? Are you cool with that? How about I just cancel the Xbox version? No, you don't want me to cancel it? I'll just do it anyway. Just because. Like, who cares? There's hardly any Xboxes out there anyway. So does it really matter? Alright, yep, definitely. PlayStation PC only. Got it. Later. Motherfuckers will volunteer not to put on Xbox at this point. For what? You know, but let's see. Optimus 3 nuts. Hold on. You got a super chat. I need PlayStation to be at 20-1. Yeah, Xbox is not gonna be that bad now. It's not gonna be that bad. I mean, this is huge. 2-1 is huge. I don't think people understand how huge that is, especially by September. Not even the holiday season. The holiday season is just gonna make the gap bigger, because I don't think Xbox is gonna be able to catch up or keep up with the worldwide sales of PlayStation 5. The only saving grace would be Microsoft was able to just manufacture a shit ton of consoles, and Sony not so much, right? My man Eric DeBeer said, P-Rock, Phil called Square Enix. They said the best we can do is Outriders. Oh, imagine that conversation. I mean, I would do a skit, but then I have to do a Japanese accent. That's so inappropriate. I'm not going to do an Asian accent. That's so inappropriate. I will get flagged for that. Oh my God. Can you imagine? See, that's the difference between me and a lot of these influencers. Because they will forget and they will just go into right now and do a skit and do like a fake Asian accent. Not realizing that, bro, you're about to get canceled. Like, bro, you gonna get canceled. They're gonna shut you down. That's not. So no. See, you always gotta think. You gotta keep it professional for certain things. Tell me not. Tell me somebody else wanna do a stupid move without realizing, and then you're gonna get backlash, and then they're gonna come. I apologize. No, bro, you gotta be smart. So I'm not doing that skit. I could do a Latino accent because I'm Latino, so I'm actually doing my own shit. That ain't an issue. But I'm not gonna make any fake accents across, except British. I'm gonna learn how to do a British accent. I don't think they will get mad anyway. Your British have the most darkest humor I've ever seen in my goddamn life. But anyway, so it's interesting. But you know what? it's time to cut the show because honestly, I got to go to the gym. I got to work out. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I hope you enjoy Talk That Talk. This is your boy Porter Rock 77. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button before you leave. And hit the like button. Right? Stick around. Get these notifications. We're going to do what we're going to do. Right? Okay? Sorry I haven't been doing the 60 Frames No Lag podcast. I know usually y'all look forward to it. But, you know, a lot of content. People are busy. So, you know what I'm saying? The crew's, you know, doing what I do. You know, they're streaming games. And I'm never going to stop people from getting into streaming their games and playing their games and stuff like that. I'll adapt. I'll always adapt to the scenario. But I hope you enjoyed this. Hit the subscribe button. Stick around. Hit the like button. Let people know. This is your boy Porter Rock 77. Your only friend in these YouTube streets. And I'm out of here. You guys take care. Peace.